Triple Creeping Chill. That's not something that you see every day. They hit the 4th Creeping Chill. That's funny. Alright, guys. We are here for the 5th and final round with this Garruk Relentless abomination of an Amulet deck. We've only included a few cards here, including Chalice of the Void and Garruk, that are a bit unusual, I suppose you could say, in the Amulet shell. And currently we're 3-1, so that is working out pretty well, I would say. And let's just jump straight into a match 5 here and see how we can complete the league. Alright, let's jump into our match here. Be on the play is a good thing, definitely. Get a turn 2 Explore. Maybe pack for a turn 3/3 drop. Maybe not, but we have Garruk to speed out a Titan, and we have some untapped sources, and a Valakut just occurring naturally in our hand here, so I'm going to give it a shot. It's one of the slower opening hands that I might keep, but turn 2 Explore is just too good. If we were on the draw, I would probably mulligan, but being on the play, being able to lead off on an Explorer is pretty nice, so it gives us an extra draw step at finding a 3-drop so you don't have to pack for it. Or an Amulet, I suppose. Amulet plus Bounce Land would help us get there a turn earlier as well, so Tolaria West. Alright, let's go ahead and cast this Explore. Summon's Pact. Well, that one kind of is like getting another 3-drop, but yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. Clearly, we have the freedom to play this Tolaria West, so I'm going to do so. Not going to be transmuting for Summon's Pact anytime soon. We've found a couple of those naturally on our own here. Could be playing against Dredge with these particular arrangement of fetch lands. We see Thrilling Discovery. Well, this is a little bit of a slow one against Dredge, but we'll see how it goes. Clearly, we'll just top deck Bojuka Bog, and it'll be too easy. Garruk. I mean, we get to play that one, but does it do anything? Our opponent has a Narcomoeba in the yard that they did not return? I think? Did it trigger? I don't know, maybe they discard the Narcomoeba. Yeah, they discard the Narcomoeba to the Thrilling Discovery, so that makes sense. So they have an Ox and nothing else really that we need to worry about. I guess we're just slamming Garruk and making a 2/2. I mean, it doesn't do a whole lot, but otherwise we're not doing anything. There's no sense in packing here, since it would stop us from being able to get a Titan into play this upcoming turn, so I guess it's Garruk time. And we'll make the Wolf and pass it. Don't know if you can beat that opponent. Garruk Relentless on the battlefield. Another Thrilling Discovery. This is not very thrilling to me. It might be thrilling for our opponent, but it's definitely not the thrill that I needed in my life. We see Conflagrate. Double Conflagrate. So at least our Titan resolving and getting Bojuka Bog. Oh no, we don't have enough green sources. We need one more green source for the Bojuka Bog thing. Green source. Azusa. Okay, this is not fantastic. We don't even have another land to potentially just get Valakut triggers from a Dryad. Well, I guess we might as well kill this Narcomoeba. Get our Garruk to flip here. See, now we're in a weird spot. We could play Azusa, so that way any untapped green source lets us... Any untapped source at all, actually, will let us Titan. And even a bounce land, we would be able to float a mana, play the bounce land, pick up the land that we floated, say with the forest, and then play the forest for turn and have a 6 mana. So playing Azusa and Cavern here and passing allows us to cast Titan this upcoming turn. But if we don't draw the land, then we don't get to do anything next turn either. I think we're supposed to... Or if we just draw a tap land as well, that would be problematic. I think that we're supposed to just play Azusa in the Cavern and pass, but I don't love it. And we'll name Giant here. Not my favorite line, but it's fine. And I don't know if we're supposed to attack here. We can kill our opponent from 18 by getting double Valakut triggers, or getting a Valakut and a Vesuva copying Valakut, I mean, with a Dryad in play. But we also might need to chump this so we can sack our Azusa or a Wolf token or whatever to go get a Dryad without having to pack for it, so... yeah, I'll just pass. Chumping the prize amalgam seems better. Don't want to chump with Azusa. Our opponent dredges, of course. A loam, by the looks of it. They milled over 3 cards, so... Oh, actually, yeah, hold on. They finally fixed it so that it says what card they are putting into their hand. There was a while where it didn't say that, so that's nice. I wonder when that happened. Our opponent has access to conflagrates here as well, so they can do damage if they want to. See if they're putting an Ox into play. They haven't hit any Creeping Chills yet, which is pretty unusual since they only have 21 cards left. They do conflagrate, just killing our whole board. Well, this Titan's going to come into play and get Bojuka Bog if we draw an untapped source. Come on. That one's not an untapped source. So I guess... Should we just be packing for Dryad or just play a land and pass? Like, this is so awkward. We could play the Valakut and plan to just cast Titan this upcoming turn and pass after that. But I have a feeling our opponent's going to do all the Dredge things this upcoming turn, get back all their amalgams, and then planning to just Titan this upcoming turn is not going to be good enough. I think we might want to pack for a Dryad. I don't know. Because the problem with that is, if we pack for Dryad now, we don't get to play Titan next turn, and we don't have any more lands to trigger Dryad, so we'd have to top deck a land in order to start dealing with the things they're about to put on the battlefield. There's no guarantee we can do any of that. If we play a Titan this upcoming turn instead, the Bojuka Bog is pretty unlikely to matter, I would say, by that time, because they'll have gotten back an Ox and other things and their amalgams, so we'll probably just be forced to get Radiant Fountain to gain life. I suppose next turn, if we need to, we can Summoner's Pact for a Dryad and then play Valakut and even another land if we draw it. Yeah, I think just waiting to do anything until this upcoming turn is going to be the best course of action, because if we need to get a Dryad, then we can. There's another Creeping Chill. Okay. Also, we solved the mystery of how they had not hit any Creeping Chills. They had a couple chilling out in their hand. They swing, of course. Sure. This might be one of those rare games that we actually lose against Dredge. Just because of the awkwardness of our lands. Here's an Ox, triggering some amalgams, of course. They get to dredge over the rest of their library, pretty much, if they want to. Narcomoeba, okay. So we're probably going to have to pack for Dryad here and hope that we find a land off the top. Well, that's a very good land. So we can go Dryad, kill the Ox, and 2 of the amalgams. Block here, take 1. They can conflagrate to kill the Dryad. If we play Titan, get Radiant Fountain and something else. I guess Radiant Fountain and fetch land, maybe. Then we can play Vesuva Copying Fountain, go up to 12, block the Ox, take 9, 10, down to 2, and die to conflagrate. So no, I think our only choice is to go for Dryad here, so. Yep. Copy Valakut, send a trigger here, a trigger here, a trigger here. We'll always yes each of these Valakuts and always yield. And I guess that's it. Like, there's nothing else we can pack for. I guess we could maybe pack for a Grazer just for blocks, but I don't see the point. In fact, we just die to our pack triggers, so I definitely don't see the point. Bounce land would let us get 6 more Valakut triggers this upcoming turn, which is only 18 damage, which is not enough to kill our opponent. Loam, sure. Do they have exactly enough to conflagrate us for lethal here? Believe it's just the number of cards they pitch is how much damage it does. So I think we're just dead here, but let our opponent do it. Yeah, we are dead. That's alright. We'll get games 2 and 3, and no big deal. Alright, so against Dredge, we want to hit submit. That's pretty close to true, actually. We could get Chalice planning to play it on 2, so our opponent can't do things like, I don't know, just Cathartic and the Thrilling Discovery, I guess, because it doesn't even counter Conflagrate, thanks to the fact that the X adds to the cost. So Chalice not looking fantastic here. Explosives could be interesting, but I mean, is it better than Garruk? Probably. We probably want to trim the Garruks in this matchup. I could see an Explosives, a Rex Sage to potentially kill Shriekhorns, and maybe just a second Explosives. That doesn't seem too outlandish to me. Sure. Run it back. I guess I can't really say that when we did make some changes, so... this hand's not fantastic either. No, I think we're going to 5. It's kind of scary. This hand's just way too slow. And we don't even have enough lands to make it up to Titan. Rex Sage doesn't really do anything on our hand. I think we have to mulligan again. Okay, so we have Bounce Land, we have a Titan, we have a turn 2 Dryad. Not a turn 2 Dryad, but a pretty fast Dryad hand, so we're definitely keeping this. The Summoner's Pact can definitely go on the bottom. I guess just the Grazer. Sure. This way, if we top deck a land, we can play turn 3 Dryad into turn 4 Titan with the Amulet in play and a Valakut already in play, which would probably be pretty good. If we draw a Grazer, we can play turn 2 Dryad. That's a Summoner's Pact. That's close, but not quite. I think we're supposed to play the Amulet and pass. If our opponent has Ancient Grudge, then we're in a world of trouble, but we can't afford to lose access to Bounce Land plus Amulet here. We're never getting up to enough mana to cast Titan naturally, so just have to hope and pray. Cathartic, okay. Triple Creeping Chill. That's not something that you see every day. Our opponent has Amalgam and an Ox. I mean, they're on a pretty good start. Okay. So I think we're cycling Explore here. Dryad, okay. We'll play a Dryad. And I think we're just done. I believe we only have 1 land drop remaining, so we can't play the Dryad. I'll test that out just because we did cast an Explorer, but I'm pretty sure we can't cast the other Dryad here. Yep. Yeah, we don't even have... I guess we do have Titan this upcoming turn thanks to Pacting for Grazer, so... Don't know if we can actually kill our opponent with a Titan, though. We can get Bajuka Bog, but... who knows if that will be good enough. Our opponent doesn't have Conflagrate in the yard yet, so... I wonder what they're casting here. Ox. Alright, makes sense. They hit the 4th Creeping Chill. That's funny. Well, I mean, there's nothing in here that we really want to bog away, in all honesty, but we'll probably do it anyways. And we can feel safe to attack with our Titan before we search for the bog and stuff, and that'll keep us up to enough mana to be able to pay for our pack trigger. We might lose our Titan in the process, however, if we do attack. Which is not fantastic, but it's better than just dying, I guess. We could also just play Dryad and pass, since they don't really have anything dangerous in their graveyard just yet. Letting them dredge again might allow them to get access to a Conflagrate here. Like, if they dredge Loam, cast Loam, get a couple cards back, Conflagrate to kill a Dryad, and just swing out. Like, we're already under enough pressure. I think we just have to put Titan into play. So, we pack for Grazer, put Sanctuary into play, pick up Valakut, get Boros Garrison... No, wait, get Crumbling Vestige, Slayer's Stronghold, swing, get Bajuka Bog and something else. Yeah, I mean, they're going to trade with our Titan, but that's the best that we can do, so. Right, let's get the old Grazer. We could get Azusa here instead, since we know that they're not holding up interaction. I guess that's going to work best with our bounce land here, so. We'll get Azusa. Usually getting Grazer would be the play in order to make sure that you're not just going to lose to your opponent lightning bolting your creature, but we don't have to worry about that, so we won't. And we are going to leave the Sanctuary in play here, I suppose. Do we have to? So we pick up the Sanctuary, we get the 2 lands we mentioned before, the Slayer Stronghold Crumbling, haste, attack, get another 2 lands, Bojuka Bog, and something else, and we can rely on Dryad to make our green mana. And if they kill the Dryad, then we lose. We can get Bounce Land and Bojuka Bog on the attack trigger, and then even play a second Dryad. I think that's going to be fine. Although we're going to get a Bounce Land in our second main phase, or not second main phase, on our second attack regardless. So I guess we could just use it to pick up the Sanctuary. Doesn't really matter. Let's just pick up the Valakut here. Sure. Alright, so we want the Crumbling Vestige and the Slayer Stronghold. And of course, Crumbling Vestige works here because we can float it for a mana of any color, thanks to the Dryad ability. We'll haste here. Attack with just the Titan, I think. Yep. And then we'll get Simic Growth and Bojuka Bog targeting them. We'll pick up the Sanctuary, I suppose. Let this resolve. And we actually don't even lose to them killing both of our Dryads because we can put a Breeding Pool into play after we play our Dryad, so. A double block, of course. Sure. Yep. And now we play Dryad, and maybe we can win this game with repeated plays of lands with a Valakut in play, so. I think we just play the Valakut. There's no way they're going to kill both of our Dryads, so. I guess, actually, they could have, like, a Force of Vigor or something, and we're still going to be getting a Valakut trigger when we play the Valakut out next turn anyway, so it does not hurt us to play the Breeding Pool instead. Stinkweed. It's hard cast. We definitely don't mind that one. This 1 damage is fine. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 land plays a turn, so that's good. This natural Valakut in hand thing really coming in handy. Or we could just play Titan as well. That's pretty good. We'll pack for Titan so our opponent knows what's up. We'll play Sanctuary. Oh, should have played the Valakut first, actually. What am I doing? Missing out on value Valakut triggers. It's fine. Play Valakut now. We'll send this upstairs. We do need to kill this Stinkweed Imp once, just so we can attack with our Titan and get lethal damage through, I think. Kill the Imp. We'll float the mana and pick up the bounce land, I suppose. We'll float, we'll float. We'll play a Titan. Yep. We'll get Vesuva copying Valakut and Valakut, and be able to haste our Titan here, and things will be beautiful. I was really worried we were not going to win this game. Always yes, and then click yes again, because that's how Magic Online works. Alright, let's do the haste thing. Boom. Go to combat. Swing in with the crew. Say yes, and get basic forests, because who does not love basic forests? Stack these amulets, and all the Valakuts will auto-stack since we've saved the targets, and we're off to game 3. Whew. That was a bit of a nail-biter for game 2, I will say. We even had to trade our Titan, so. Yeah, I think we don't want to change anything, so let's just hit submit. We're on the draw now, which is kind of scary, but we'll make do. Just turn 1 Amulet, turn 2 Dryad, turn 3 Titan. It'll be fine. This hand is sorely lacking green sources. Very badly lacking green sources. If we found exactly a green bounce land off the top, which is only between a 40 and 50% chance that we do in the top, the first 2 or 3 draws. I don't remember what it was. So I think we're supposed to mulligan this. This hand is not fantastic either. I think we have to mulligan down to 5 again. Not doing anything until turn 3 is just like a death sentence in this matchup, especially on the draw. Let's mulligan. Down to 4 cards. I mean, we have double Amulet, so if we top deck exactly land into bounce land, like, there are many a board state that we could come back from and win with double Amulet plus Dryad. Keep these 5. I'll go to 4. On 4, we would have to keep, like, untap land, bounce land, Amulet, and either a ramp piece or a Titan and hope to find the other. That is still reasonable. Like, it wouldn't be too hard to do that. For this, we need to draw any land, which is pretty likely. We have, like, half of our deck is lands, and a bounce land as well. I feel like going to 4 is going to be better than keeping 5 of these. I don't want to do it, though. Okay, well, these are the 4 that we're going to have to keep. So we can send Crumbling Vestige to the bottom. We can send Breeding Pool to the bottom. And I guess it just has to be Summoner's Pact. We could also bottom the Titan and plan to pack for a 3-drop. We could bottom the Garen Brig and hope to top deck a land and an Amulet. I think we have to bottom the Pact. Alright, we'll bottom the Pact. Okay, this is our 4-card hand. At least it has lands and a Titan, so... Jeez. Ghost Quarter. Alright, we'll play our Forest and pass. And Explore off the top is good. Amulet off the top is good. Opponent leading on Shriekhorn on turn 1 and not having... No, on turn 2 and not having a second land is very good for us. Let's play out this Garen Brig, I suppose, and pass. We could Ghost Quarter their Stomping Ground. I don't know if that really accomplishes much. They probably have a basic mountain. I guess if they have a land here, they could cast Life from the Loam from hand and set up their future land drops, which they might not otherwise be able to do, but they've milled over a Loam. Huh. I don't know what happened. I guess they top decked the land for turn. Filling Discovery, okay. So we're facing down an Amalgam, a couple Amalgams, and an Amoeba. I mean, they have a non-insignificant clock. Let's just top deck Dryad right here. Dryad of the Elysian Grove right now. Dryad off the top. It's not a Dryad. That is not a Dryad. Okay, I guess we just have to play a bounce land and pass. Like, I don't even know what we could draw at this point. We're just gonna die in 2 turns to these motley attackers. Plus a Conflagrate, probably. Or a single Creeping Chill. Yeah, I mean... we could still draw a 3-drop this upcoming turn, and then cast Titan the turn after. And that's our only hope, so I guess we're playing Growth Chamber and just hoping for the best. There's a Conflagrate. Yeah, I think we're just dead. I guess we do have an Engineered Explosives we could draw. I guess maybe for that reason we should have played... No, it doesn't matter which bounce land we played. We'd still only have access to EE on 2 here. Rex Sage. That's super helpful. At least we can use it to not take 3 of this damage, but we'll still be dead to the Conflagrate, so... Alright, well, I guess we're just playing a land and a Sage and hoping our opponent completely forgets that they have access to the card in their graveyard, and we'll pass it back. Assuming they didn't already cast it. Maybe they did. I don't see it here. Maybe they already casted Conflagrate. Oh, double Creeping Chill. Of course. Alright, well, we weren't meant to win this game, and that's fine. Cool. We'll just scoop that one up, chalk it up to some bad luck. Well, we ended up 3-2. A little bit disappointing after the 3-0 start. I really had the hope, but that's alright. To be honest, we were playing Garruk Relentless, so we weren't expecting to be winning every single match, and in fact, going 3-2 is all I was hoping to aim with this list. So next week, I think we'll be back with a little bit more competitive of a list. Apriolo 1 has recently been doing very well with some Elvish Reclaimer, Amulet lists, and I figured we could give that a shot. I was going to record a league of that deck for this week, but I had some technical issues and had to scrap it, so anyways, probably we'll be playing that one this upcoming week, so I will see you for that, and thank you for sticking with me thus far. Well, there's one thing left to do here, and that is to give you some evaluation on Garruk Relentless / Garruk the Veil Cursed in Amulet. I hate to say it, but it's not that good. It's alright, it's fun to play, and that was the entire purpose of including it. Not necessarily because this is the most competitive list on the planet. Definitely, I think a list not playing Garruk Relentless would be a little better off, especially in the more faster and unfair matchups, things like Storm, things like Dredge, as we just played. Garruk does nothing against Dredge. Various fast, especially combo-y types of matchups. Garruk is actually pretty decent in the grindier matchups, where just producing some extra creatures and threatening to find a Titan for you is good enough, to be honest, but especially in the unfair matchups, Garruk has got a really big blind spot there. So, and that's not a blind spot that Karn the Great Creator has, so definitely think that it's fun to play, but you're probably making your Amulet deck worse by including it. And that's all I'm going to say about it. I still have some hope for the Chalices in the sideboard. I think that these are some pretty good choices as far as tech cards go. Very good against Prowess. Decent threat against Control. Stops them from Aether Gusting us if it resolves, that kind of stuff. So I actually think Chalice could be pretty good tech for the future, but we'll see. And speaking of the future, I will see you guys in the next league. This is Redface Menace, signing off.